Duck.
Pepe.
Duck. Not even gonna think
No,
about it.
fastest human being on the face of the earth.
Duck.
The gazelle.
No.
Uh-oh.
Duck.
Goose. Oh,
My son has autism. People think that a person with autism isn't social, but we all need people. We're all interdependent.
The greatest fear a parent has when they have a child with special needs is what's going to happen, who's going to care for them when we're not around to care for them.
Our daughter was coming up on the end of what was a terrific public high school special ed program. And then we woke up one day and said, this is going to end, and we don't have an answer for this.
In the recent past, people with disabilities have sort of been sequestered and separate from their communities. With all of the best intentions, they've actually been separated from each other. That has not proven to be a productive path forward.
We had researched all kinds of facilities, and they all have incredible virtues, but one virtue they did not have was being in our neighborhood. And the thing that kept striking us is we want to be neighbors with our daughter, even as she emerges into a more independent life.
We realized we were in the same situation and we had the same vision. We want to be our kids' neighbors, but we want them to have a meaningful transition into their adult lives, just like their neurotypical peers and siblings have had.
Friday farm days are my favorite days of the week because the energy that livens up the entire place, they just bring such exuberance. It's really quite wonderful.
We have an amazing wild grape year, so we took the yellow house up into the orchard and picked along the edge lots of wild grapes. The most beautiful thing for me is just life lived with purpose. So every day you've got responsibility to the animals, responsibility towards the crop. Whatever it is you're growing needs to be taken care of. For Yellow House, it's helping work on their relationship with the land and with animals and with themselves.
And also just a sense of where their food comes from, and making healthy soil makes healthy crops, which makes healthy people.
There we go. Look at those muscles. Nice job.
It's all about celebrating the abilities, not the disability of an individual. The sky's the limit for their experience. We're out and about every day. We leave this house, we go grocery shopping, we use the post office and the library. Part of what we're doing is helping our local community to feel more comfortable interacting with people with disabilities, to debunk some of the stereotypes and some of the stigma around having a disability. I mean, to show that our friends here are part of the community, they have things to contribute, they are excited to be here, excited to be your neighbor, and that this is part of the change that we need in our culture to learn how to better interact with people that are different than we are.
3, 2, 1,
Wow, they're a charismatic group, and everybody loves seeing them around town. It's just joy. They show you a whole different way to live.
In the state of Vermont, really the only option for someone who needs 24/7 care and can't live at home with their parents or family anymore is what's called the shared living provider model.
It's kind of adult foster care. A young adult or an older adult goes to live in a home with someone else.
That kind of setting can be really isolating if you can no longer provide the services to the adult with disabilities, then that adult has to move. Our founder said, we don't want our children to be bumped around from house to house. We want to create something that has long-term stability and also enriching programming.
Being a parent is a really hard job at times, but when your child has special needs, it takes on a whole different level. All of a sudden, you need to fill their day, make it meaningful and enriching, and still have a job and carry on. We were really faced with how do we help her build a life as normal as possible with a reason to get up every morning.
We're doing something really different. We are challenging the status quo when it comes to supportive housing. It's about solving a problem. It's about creating a stable, lasting household for these young adults and to create a life that is full of opportunity, that's rich with community engagement and involvement, and something that will serve these young adults after their parents are no longer able to provide that.
The folks that are making this happen every day in the staff group they're indescribably important to BIP and to us. And this is special work. It takes special people, and we've been blessed.
You come into Yellow House and you are stepping into an alternative universe, one that's just loving and giving and incredibly, incredibly fulfilling. You know, I get hugged, I get told I'm loved.
I've never seen Pierce happier. I mean, ever. He has true friendships for the first time ever. I mean, people were always really nice and caring and supportive when he was in school. But right now, these are his friends.
In the beginning, it was really hard. It was hard for Hillary. It was hard for us. We figured she'd live with us forever. But now, living at the Yellow House, it's been a year, and we've seen so much growth in her.
You know, the first Thursday night when she said, I'm ready to go home, and you know, she's talking about Yellow House. She's ready to get up from our dinner table in Cornwall and jump in the car to drive back to Yellow House.
And when they arrive back home at drop-off, all their friends are on the porch waiting for them. And this is where they belong. And that transformation is extremely apparent and extremely powerful, and I think all the families have experienced that. And that's the joy of an independent life.
Don't underestimate the power of friendship and the power of community.
We're trying to create a place where these young adults with disabilities feel that they belong and they feel that they are loved for who they are, and parents feel that their children are supported all day, every day, to live their best lives.
Funny story to tell. When I was talking to Amtrak on the phone getting all our tickets, I spelled out everybody's names, including Jeb's name. But then I got the ticket and it said Jebediah Bluth. So I had to call back and say, his name is not Jebediah Bluth. It's Jebediah Bluth.
No. From now on, in my heart, it's Jebediah Bluth.
Bell!
Oh, that's because
I went, hey,
You can mix it up with honey.
who are you though?
That is awesome.